so that we could come back to being the people that God called us to be.
That's right.
So that we could reclaim our righteous place on the earth as kings, priests, princesses, and daughters of Zion, man. And before we get out of here tonight, I want to talk about the conspiracy concerning the unaliving of Charlie Kirk, man. You understand? Charlie Kirk unceremoniously lost his life a couple weeks ago on the campus of Utah State University. Well, somebody in the crowd chose that day and that moment to unalive Charlie Kirk. And the beginning of the reports that came out of that event, the FBI came out and said initially that Charlie Kirk was unalived with a 30-06 rifle. And they said that they found a gunman, and it was a young boy by the name of Tyler Robinson. They looked into Tyler Robinson's background and found out that Tyler Robinson wasn't a Democrat. They found out that Tyler Robinson wasn't a liberal. Tyler Robinson wasn't somebody that typically would be against Donald Trump and his administration. They looked into the background of Tyler Robinson and found out that he came from a good conservative family. They found out that Tyler Robinson was raised to be a good patriotic American, to love his country. You understand? And to love Jesus and to love God. They started looking at the time. Then a part of the story that came out was that Tyler Robinson had a transgender boyfriend. They called him a furry friend. And that Tyler Robinson unalived Charlie Kirk because he hated that Charlie Kirk was spewing hatred and vitriol against the LGBTQ community. But then all of the patriots out here in America started to look at the story, and they said that the details the FBI was giving concerning the unaliving of Charlie Kirk didn't make sense. All of the gun specialists started to say if Charlie Kirk was shot with a 30-06 rifle, there's no way it would have left a little small entry wound on his neck without blowing out the back of his brain. All the conspiracy theorists started coming out and saying, how did Tyler Robinson shoot Charlie Kirk if he was on the roof, then ran across the roof and jumped down with a 30-06 rifle and you didn't see the rifle on him? Then the story was he shot Charlie Kirk, took the rifle apart, ran and jumped off the roof, went and hid in the woods, and then put the rifle back together, but he left the screwdriver on the roof. So they started to say that the story concerning what really happened with Charlie Kirk wasn't making no sense and that the government was lying. Well, if the government was lying and Charlie Kirk wasn't shot with a 30-06, then what unalived Charlie Kirk? Then they started going to the tape and looking at different camera angles. There was a gunman on the roof of a building that was adjacent to Charlie Kirk. There was a cat standing in the window in the top right corner that shot down with a silencer on the rifle that unalived Charlie Kirk. Then they started coming out with different angles of cats that was on the secretary team, giving signals and doing baseball signs, tugging at their ears, winking their nose. Said one cat put his hand on his arm like this, did the pew pew. That's what took Charlie Kirk out. You understand? Then they came with the secondary angles where you see Charlie Kirk getting hit from the back. The thing that they said was blood squirting out was actually his earpiece flying up. And in the midst of all of this, the bottom line is they don't know who unalived Charlie Kirk. They don't know why Charlie Kirk was unalived. Then the conspiracy started to come about that maybe Benjamin Netanyahu, you understand, and the Zionist regime over there in Israel were the true culprits of the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Why? Because Charlie Kirk did not want to go along with the Zionists and support the genocide that Israel is committing over there in Gaza right now. They say that they were afraid that if they allowed Charlie Kirk to start his college tour, that he was going to turn conservative Christian Americans against the Zionists. Out of nowhere, Benjamin Netanyahu came out and did a video saying, we didn't unalive Charlie Kirk, we love Charlie Kirk. And it didn't make any sense because Benjamin Netanyahu, who the hell said that you had anything to do with it? So all of this controversy is swirling the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. And it is fulfillment of biblical prophecy that as violence begins to ramp up in America, you are not going to know where the hell it's coming from. Give me Jeremiah, chapter 41. We're going to go to verse 11. We're going to show you what the Bible says concerning the unaliving of Charlie Kirk and the proliferation of violence that is going to plague America, and how you're not going to know where it's coming from. Like the brother was saying earlier, you cannot profile the violence in America because the people that make up America are violent by nature. You understand? Caucasians are violent by nature. White people are violent by nature. Unaliving people is in their nature. So the unaliver is not going to be liberal, not going to be conservative, not going to be LGBTQ, not going to be ex-military. They're not going to be somebody with a clear mental disorder. But they will be Caucasian. Let's read Isaiah 47:11 and see what the Bible says concerning the confusion surrounding the unaliving of Charlie Kirk.
This is Jeremiah.
Isaiah 47:11. You got it? Get Isaiah 47:11.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 11, and it reads, "Therefore shall evil come upon thee."
The Bible said, "Therefore shall evil come upon thee." Read.
"Thou shalt not know from whence it rises."
And you will not know from where it comes. Right now, evil is rising in America, and they don't know where it's coming from. They don't know if the evil is coming from the conservatives, coming from the liberals, coming from the Zionists, coming from the Arabs. America has so many enemies, they don't know who unalived Charlie Kirk. Keep reading. You give me Job 18:11.
"And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off."
The Bible says that mischief is going to fall upon Babylon, and they're not going to be able to put it off. Understand right now that we are in the last days of America.
Right.
And God is loosing the plagues on America that he loosed on Egypt. We are in the days of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And the man that rides on the white horse that brings death and destruction has arrived in America. Charlie Kirk was the 5th, 6th, 7th of many dominoes that will fall in the impending violence that comes to America, and you are not going to be able to stop it.
That's right.
Your CIA, your FBI, your DEA is not going to be able to stop the violence of Americans. Read.
"And the desolation shall come upon thee suddenly."
And desolation is going to come upon you suddenly. That's what happened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was sitting there having a nice conversation, good smile on his face, feeling real good and confident about what he said. Then blackout! No more Charlie Kirk. And it was sad, man. It was unfortunate to watch a man lose his life for what he believed in, to lose his life for what he said out of his mouth. But it is the evidence that what God said in the Bible is coming to pass. Read Job 18:11.
This is the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 11. "Terror shall make him afraid on every side."
Read it again.
"Terror shall make him afraid on every side."
One more time.
"Terror shall make him afraid on every side."
Terrorists are making white people afraid on every side. The Republicans are afraid. The Democrats are afraid. The Zionists are afraid. The pro-Christianity is afraid because God is bringing terrors on this place. The same terrors that they've brought on everybody across the earth. Give me Zechariah 5:4. Keep reading where you at. No, you hold Job 18:11. You get Zechariah 5:4. Read.
"And shall drive him to his feet."
Terrors are going to make him afraid and drive him to his feet. Right now, all the patriot community in America cannot trust their government. They unalived Charlie Kirk and lied about who did it. They are ready to go to war because Charlie Kirk is a martyr. But they don't know who they're going to war against. So they're going to find them an enemy. And it sounds like they found the Zionists. Keep reading.
Verse 12. "His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side."
His strength shall be hunger bitten. Right now, there's blood curdling inside the heart of these good patriotic Americans. But they don't know who to take their anger out on. Their strength is hunger bitten. They want to go to war. They want to be violent. They want to unalive. but they don't know who to be violent against. They don't know who to unalive. So all their strength is waning. But it's only going to be put off for a little while, black people. Now is the time for us to gather together.
Right.
Now is the time for us to see what these white people are doing and realize it's not our business. They want to go to war. They want to beef with the Zionists or with the pro-liberals or whoever. That's none of our business, black people. Now is the time for us to gather together and be who God called us to be while our oppressor sinks into the destruction that God has called on them. You got Zechariah 5 and 4? Get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Read.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5 and verse 4, and it reads, I will bring it forth, say the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
God said he's going to bring forth the terrors, and it was going to enter into the house of the thief. Who's the thief on the earth? The America is the thief on the earth.
Right.
They stole black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people, stole the land of America, stole the identity of God's people in the Bible. No, Ecclesiastes, not the Apocrypha. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. They stole everything. God said he's bringing terror into the house of the thief. Read.
And into the house of him that swear falsely by my name.
And into the house of him that swears falsely on the name of God. That's all your Christian preachers,
Right.
all these politicians, all you so-called good Americans that sat quiet while God's people were destroyed. Now God is bringing destruction on you.
Right.
Read.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
God said this terror is going to destroy this place. Bring it down into the ashes. You understand? Get Ezekiel 39 and 21. God is bringing terror on America because America has been terrible to everybody else. Black people, you have a choice. You can escape the terror if you separate from your slave master.
Right.
But if you love your slave master, have sex with your slave master, want to marry and have babies with your slave master, you're going to die with your slave master.
Right.
You understand? Read Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set for them to do evil.
You understand? That goes for all the Zionists. That goes for all the patriotic Americans. Because judgment against an evil work is not executed speedily, the heart of men is to do evil all their days. When you sat by and watched the Zionists with Benjamin Netanyahu get rich with Hollywood and the Diamond District, they took over Palestine and are committing atrocities to those people, and you say nothing while they commit genocide. Well, God is going to say nothing while genocide comes against you.
That's right.
And it started with Charlie Kirk, and it's going to keep getting worse. You understand? The violence that America has put out is finally being reaped by them. The Bible says a man is going to reap what he sows, and America has sowed death and destruction, terror and unaliving. And now it's coming back to you, and you don't even know where the hell it's coming from. You don't know what the hell to do about it. That's because God is the one bringing it down.
Right.
Ezekiel 37 and 21. Read. 39 and 21. Read.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 39 and verse 21, it reads, and I will set my glory among the heathen.
God said he's going to set his glory among the heathen. Let's see if the Lord is going to make the heathen to shine or to look beautiful. What does he mean he's going to set his glory among them? Read.
And all the heathen shall see my judgment.
And all the heathen are going to see God's judgment. This is the beginning of God's judgment. Charlie Kirk was the beginning of God's judgment.
Right.
Donald Trump is next. Benjamin Netanyahu and the Zionist regime is next. God is going to show the earth what happens when you disobey him and when you try to make a mockery of him. Read.
That I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them.
And the hand that he has laid upon them. God's judgment is beginning to come down on the earth and on America, and it is not going to be put off. There is nothing that can be done to stop what God has purpose to do. Now is the time, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman, come into the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana. Learn the truth. Learn what God requires of you to be spared in this time.
That's right.
Because it is only going to continue to get worse with the violence, with the unaliving, with the terrorism, and with the inability to determine where it's coming from. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk is the beginning, but he is not going to be the end. And with that, we the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commandant General Yohana out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the chosen people of God. And in the year 2025, there's nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is on the earth. Y'all can catch us at ISUPK Memphis on Facebook, ISUPK Memphis on YouTube, and all social medias. Tap in, learn the truth, change your life, black man. Shalom.
That's right.